Greetings, everyone. My name is Kathleen Zemansky. I'm a business Feng Shui master, astrologer, and the creator of the TimeBlazr business management system. And it's TimeBlazr Tuesday. If you're looking to be a little bit more productive in your daily and weekly planning, as well as really trying to match up what you're trying to do energetically, I have a system that I'd like to talk to you about, and it's called the TimeBlazr, and it's based on your birth information, so it's a personalized calendar to you. And what I do every week on Tuesdays is I go through the entire week to help you plan it out. So there are links already below if you are interested in getting your 30-day free trial. There's absolutely no credit card required at this time. And really what it's going to help you do is help you with all of your important activities, as well as avoiding some challenging times. And I must say that we do have a week that's coming up that's a little bit of a mixed bag. We've got the rest of this current week that is pretty good, but then going into next week, it gets a little bit unstable. So knowing that, this is where we are going to want to really strategically plan out our entire week so that we can get the things that are important to us complete. So if you're new to me, welcome. I am so happy that you joined us today. And you would be very well served by hitting that bell below and the subscribe button so you can keep following us along as we weekly bring out new content. And here's an important thing. Do not hit the save to watch later. Watch it now so that you can actually plan out your week. Now, I'm going to ask you one really quick question. I'm actually thinking about changing the day from TimeBlazr Tuesday and moving it to Thursday because there's really a very important planning that I do on Fridays, every Friday. And I just feel like I could best serve you if we got closer to the date, but you let me know if Tuesday is a better day for you or Thursday. Just put it below on the chat and then let me read through those comments, and then that will make a decision here on which day we're going to be using. Okay, so the first thing that I would like to do is let's head over to the week that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about October 28th all the way through November the 3rd. And the reason that I am going to be talking about starting Wednesday versus today is because I've got clients that are located all over the world and I don't want you to miss anything. So we're going to be talking about tomorrow. If you want to know more about today, of what's left of it in your day, then you're going to have to go back to last week's presentation. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to hop over to the TimeBlazr so you can actually see it in action. So here is our TimeBlazr. And this particular calendar, like I said, is an energetic calendar that is based on your personal information. So each individual is going to have a very, very different calendar. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the astrology section. And what I want you to look at is the year, month, day, and hour of birth. This is what is your natal chart, and this is what the TimeBlazr is programmed to do. Why would you even use a favorable timing calendar? Well, if you're somebody that is doing any type of launching, so a program, a product, a service launch, you're an author and you want to, you've spent potentially years writing this manuscript, you want to have the best outcome, right? Or maybe you've got a website that you are going to be launching. These are the ways in which you can get more ROI on the efforts that you've put into creating your marvelous genius. Well, we want people to see it and for you to get more visibility. Well, this is how we look at the natal chart from a business perspective. Your year of birth is about your marketing. So what are you doing on social media? What type of advertising are you doing? Are you doing any kind of print, if that even exists in your world anymore? But it does. We still have publications that are doing quite well in the print space if that's something that is going to work for you. Or are you a blogger? Or are you a podcaster? All of these things are going to be important about your marketing efforts. efforts. Then your month of birth is about your career, what you're best suited at, and your character. So this is an important pillar to understand, that we have these certain energetics that will have you behave in a certain manner. Your day of birth is about you. Very, very important pillar. And it's about your personal growth. What is the person that you want to become to be? So that is a constant. Believe me, I've been through many, many different rodeos in my life. And you know what? Truthfully, your mindset has a lot to do with how you are going to act or react to a certain situation, and we've had plenty of situations to react to. I actually heard someone on the news yesterday, an early voter that stood in line for hours and hours to get their vote in. If you're a U.S. citizen, you are being called to do your civic duty right now, and basically that's what this lady was saying. You know, I'm just getting used to accepting. Well, there is some validity to that, but in the same respect, we also have to start moving forward in our lives, right? All right, so the day of birth is about your mindset. What are you bringing up towards yourself? What are you attracting? And what are you repelling just by this little noggin here, the brain inside of your head or your heart, however you want to, that heart-brain connection on how you're making decisions, right? Either positively or negatively. The hour of birth is about your legacy, your life purpose, your goals. What goals do you want to achieve? Now, I realize not everybody has their hour of birth because of records being lost, adoptions, things like that. Please don't worry about that. We just need your year, month, and day to actually program the TimeBlazr for you. So, you know, it still, yes, is an important pillar, but you have 75% of the picture that you can do to improve your business. Okay, let's get back to the TimeBlazr. All right, so then we're going to go over to this first tab where it says strategic dates. And this is the month of August, which obviously we're almost finished with, but there's a couple of things that we still have starting on the 28th through the first few days in November. Actually, we're finishing it up on Election Day. So, all right. The first thing I want you to see or notice is there's quite a few icons that are sprinkled throughout the calendar. And what I'm going to do for right now, just for clarity's sake, I'm going to go, there's right above that blue kind of ribbon banner of October. On the right-hand side, it says none. I'm going to take out those icons, and then I want to tell you just a little bit about the base of the calendar system, and then how we're going to start personalize it. So first thing that you need to know, just take note of the green and white days and the names of the days. So if the formulas within the TimeBlazr reach a certain benchmark, we will turn them green. To me, it was green means go. So I'm a very visual person. So when I downloaded this information, it really isn't my creation, because this is something that came through me based on something that had already had existed, which is the Chinese calendar that is used for empowering people, and it was always used for the affluent, right? So I'm bringing it to the Western world so that we have access to this very empowering system as well. So with the green days, they've hit this certain benchmark or formulas, and then they will be green. If it's below, that means it's unstable and it is not as usable. Not as usable as. But you still can use these days, as I will show you in just a minute. There's 12 different types of days. So if you follow me for a couple of weeks at a time, we're going to hit all 12 of the types of days, and I'll talk about those in just a second. Now, the next thing I want you to see on the calendar is that there are stars that are located on each of the days. So this is now starting to get into a bit of the personalization. There's 0 stars, irregardless if it's a white or a green day, because now we're attaching your personal birth information with the with the elements and the animals of the day. And so if it's a 0, it means like it's going to be pretty low. You're going to see those rarely. And then all the way up to 5 stars, which is going to be the most vibrant. So really what I want you to start thinking about when you're doing your planning, and obviously my clients have a year access to this, but I want you to try it out for 30 days. But basically this is how you can plan out your entire year to figure out when your launches are going to be and your important activities that you want to be doing. So what we do is we look at it from a year, a quarter, a month, and right now we're going to be looking at it from a weekly perspective. So the quicker you get your TimeBlazr, you can follow along energetically with what's happening in your world, right? Okay, so now we know that 1 through 5, and when I'm asking my clients to do this on their own is, at the top of every month. We're at the end of this month, but we're going to be going into a new month. I'll show you that in just a second. But basically, pick out one, at this point when you're getting a 30-day, just look at 1 to 2 days that would have the highest number of stars on a green day. Yes, you can use the white days, but not for your important activities. Avoid them because they're just not going to be as vibrant to you. All right, so let's say that this week we want to start a funnel. So we're going to launch a campaign. We're going to be doing some marketing, and we're definitely going to be bringing some affiliates and JV partners together with us. And of course, we're going to have a call to action to definitely bring some money into the business. So then you hit the word selected. That's right next to the icons below. And then those are what are going to be pulled up. So as you can see, this person, because it's personalized for everyone, has some icons and some different availability for some good times. Let me just go into the next month. All you do is hit that tab and just go into the next month. And as you can see there, these are the ones that this person is pre-selected. If you want them all, put them all in. If you want none, you can take those out as well. But again, this is for your strategic planning and to figure out what it is that you want to be doing in any given time. All right, let's jump into the days now and let's see what each day has to hold, starting with the 28th. All right, this is the day view, and each day view is going to show up a little bit different here. So what we've got is an avoid destruction day. So this, and I'm going to talk about general first, then I'll talk about the personalization, then I will move forward a little bit quicker on each and every day because I want you to get back to your strategic planning as well. All right, so this is saying that it's an avoid destruction day. So it's a white day. An avoid destruction to me is probably one of the more challenging days. So sorry to start you out on a challenging day if you're very, very new to me, but this is good information to know. It's not only choosing a great day, it's also avoiding a day that can get you in trouble, put you behind, get you off schedule. It can cause so much disruption by just doing an important activity on a day that is not supportive of what you're trying to do. So it's a destruction day. It's very good for destroying things, very good for, if you will, it's good for demolition as in a construction project. And it's also good if you're wanting to maybe get rid of a very, very, very bad habit. Although I would probably choose a green avoid day versus a white destruction day, or excuse me, a green destruction day versus a white destruction day. All right, so then the next piece I want you to look at is the positive, negative influences and the daily goal and intention. That is on the left-hand side of your screen. And the positive influences and the negative influences, this is the prevailing energy that you're going to take, and it's going to go over the entire day. The 2-hour time slots, those will have a separate piece of information where you take those kind of together and you just kind of see a little bit of a picture of what's going on, right? So these were all written in standard business English. And if you do need a little bit of extra support in that, we've got you covered there as well. Just go over to the training tab. And on the training tab, you're going to see a couple of guidebooks, some extra videos there to help you get through. But there's a glossary of terms there that will give you full descriptions of everything that we talk about on the TimeBlazr. All right, then what it's a very smart thing to do is either the night before or the morning where you start your work is set an intention for the day. If nothing else, for you to be productive, for you to feel successful, what is that one thing? Not 25 things. What's that one thing that is going to move you closer to your goal? Now, hopefully, you have set your annual goals, your quarterly goals, your monthly goals. But even if you haven't, this is a good way to get started on really planning out your day. The way you are going to be more productive is one, really having a very clear plan. Number two, in my opinion, use the TimeBlazr so that you can do your most important activities during those vibrant time slots. So even though this is a destruction day, which is, like I said, not that great of a day, there's still some opportunities here. All right, let's still talk about the generalization here so we can get onto the personalization for you. So look at that gray column between the positive influences and then where the hours are. There's a gray column that starts with the rat, then the ox, tiger. So there's 12 animals in the zodiac. 12 months. And so there's also 24 hours in a day, but there's 2-hour time slots because they go by the animal signs, not the hours. But for your convenience, I put the hours right there so you could see them. But look and notice that there are 2-hour time slots. Then there are descriptions of what each hour will hold. And each day is different because this is a repeatable pattern. So we know that with certainty that in the year of the rat, in the month of the dog, which is October, on a yang wood dragon day, we can expect this type of information. So it will repeat, but it's not going to repeat again for another 60 years. So we need to understand that this is a constantly moving energetic calendar to help you. Okay. All right. So when we're looking at these hour slots, they're going to show up in a couple of different ways. Let's see if I can make that a little bit bigger for you to see. Okay, a little bit better, I guess. All right, so what we have here is let's look at the horse hour. That's 11 to 12:59. That is completely unstable energy, so do watch out for that hour. When you see red and a minus sign, even if you don't know what they mean, red and minus means, hold up. Let's make sure that we're doing the right thing here, right? So how do you know if you're doing the right thing? Look at the box to see are things that you should be modifying your behavior so you can have a better outcome. All right, then the next way it's going to show up, look at the 1 all the way to 6:59 p.m. You're going to see blue pluses and red minuses. This is indicating that it's a sort of mixed energy, if you will. And then look at the 9 to 10:59. Then we're going to start seeing it's all positive. When you see it's all positive, that is your indication you want to do something during that time. And I really do. If you start following the system and you start really tracking what you're doing during those times, the positive times, you do your important activities. During the more challenging times, you do the more mundane activities. And you're saying, but well, look, that's an entire day that mostly it's not being used. Well, yeah, this is one day. And when you're planning ahead, and if you've been with me for a while, you'll know that that's just one day that I could be doing content creation and, working on my content calendar for my social media or something like that, versus picking up the phone and calling my top client and saying, hey, let's get back together and do business. Don't do that on a destruction day. Do things that will help build your business. So when the good times come, then that's where you reach out to your important clients. It's a strategy that has worked for thousands of years, and it can work for you as well. Now, I'm going to be quite honest with you. Is this something that you're going to pick up immediately? No, but most pieces of software and systems do take a little bit of your planning. So really, with open mind and heart, give it a chance. If you've been going on and on and on and finding things are really not working for you, here's a system that has been tried and true for thousands of years. Okay, now let's look at the personalization of each and every day. So what we're going to see first is right under the day, it's going to say there's going to be either 0 to 5 stars. So on this particular day, it's a 2-star day for this person. And no icons are coming through. So there weren't any of those 10 activities that we had talked about. There's really nothing there. So on this day, we've got that. And then we've got also looking over right next to the hour slots, you're going to see the hours showing up in a personalized way as well. Now, if there's no star there whatsoever, it's indicating that there's no connection to the hour of that particular day. If it has 1 to 3 stars, 3 being the highest, that means it's more vibrant to you. But it doesn't mean that just because it's vibrant to you, is it a good hour. So this is where you have to put in your common sense hat and go, oh, okay, well, let's see what else I could do with this day if I really must use this day for an important activity. All right, so what we've got is a neutral time between 7 and 8:59, and then we've got the 9 to 10:59. There's a 1 star there. But then we have 3 stars really for the rest of the day, all the way till the 9 o'clock p.m. hour where we've got 3 stars and it's all positive. The rest of it is seriously a mixed bag, either all negative or we've got that wobbly energy. You've spent a lot of time putting together a great program, product, or service. Why diminish everything that you've done on a time that's not going to support it? Let's wait for a good day. Let's see if we can find one for you, okay? All right, let's go on to the next day and we can speed it up just a little bit. So you just go to the next day over here and there we go. If you just waited one day on October the 29th, it's an excellent risk-reward day. Now, a risk-reward day means that it's high risk, but really good reward, and I absolutely would use it. But on this particular day as well, during the daytime hours, does seem like we do have still some of that wobbly energy, and the best time is 7 to 8:59. So you could be using on this particular case, you could be using this for either a late time, 7 o'clock in the evening can be an acceptable time to either attend a networking event, create your own networking event, your own meetups, those kinds of things, like really get in front of your clientele during this good time, if this is a good time for you. I don't know if it is or not because each one is individual. This is also an opportunity to send out autoresponders at this time or do some posting at this time if this is the time that's going to be good for you. But each individual is going to be different. Okay, let's go on to the 30th. Now, I did tell you that this is a big planning day for me. Every Friday, what I do, and this is why I'm asking you, do you want me to switch this to Thursday so this can be top of mind for you to do this and get it calendared into schedule? Before I start my work day on Friday, and Friday, admittedly, is a pretty loose day with the exception of this one because there's a lot going on this day for me. But basically, what we are looking at is looking at your week past. So what I like to do on Fridays is look at my calendar and just kind of go, what didn't get done? So this gives me an opportunity to move it potentially to Friday, because a lot of times the things that we procrastinate on and that make us unproductive, literally it would be a matter of a 20-minute or 10 minutes sometimes just to kind of maybe even proofread or just put the bow onto the package and or just finish up a task. It might be a couple of hours max to get that done, so I can really feel like at the end of Friday business close that I actually had a very successful and productive week. That's what I want you to start thinking about, is how you can bring more productivity based on your energetics to your life. So, but on this day, it is a beautiful day. It's an excellent success day. So this is the highest level that you could have. There's green light, leadership, positive outlook, so many good things. And to be really honest with you, I just did a revamp of my 5 Elements group website. So that's www.5elementsgroup.com. Check it out right now, and check it out on Friday, Monday, because we're launching at 5 o'clock Pacific on Friday. So check it out to see if that's something that would, if you can see the difference of what you like about one or the other. That would be really helpful to get some feedback from you. But it is a really good day. I've spent an enormous amount of time and effort on doing that, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Would I launch it on Tuesday or Wednesday that was the destruction day, or get the best energy that I can? I planned this out months ago that I was going to be launching. So it is a way that can help you be accountable as well. That's a deadline, and it helps you get things done as well. So I want you to start thinking on that perspective. So you'll be hearing, if you're connected with me, you'll be hearing about the web launch coming up soon, and other launches that I have coming up. But on this particular day, it is for the website. All right, let's go to Saturday. Saturday, we go back to a white day, and it is a unfavorable receive day. A couple things I want to point out on this calendar, this day, excuse me. One, a receive day is about receiving things. It's about, either receiving help, support, money. It's a great day to ask for receivables on this one. And then let's look at the 9 to 10:59. Here's a new color for you. This means that there's something going to happen very quickly. When you see that teal box, and it can show up in a couple of different ways, but in this particular day, it's showing up in the hour. So for that 2-hour time slot, things are going to go really quickly. So this is how you can use a day that's not favorable. Just use those positive hour slots, and then you'll be fine, because it's personalized to you, right? All right, then we go to November 1st, and it starts out with a beautiful excellent open day. And open day is about opportunities. And yes, it's on a Sunday, so hopefully you still can make it usable. And notice that the teal box moved over to the positive influences. That means basically that the entire day, we have the opportunity for some very big and quick, fast changes over the entire day. So the trick on this one, on this particular day, for this particular person, 9 to 10:59 a.m., and then again from 1 to 2:59, they use that 1 to 2:59 p.m. time slot with that very powerful quick action, with that highest value of excellence. This is a day where I would be sending out a real big call to action, even if it is on a Sunday, so that people could get noticed. Now, this is for this person. You might be very different on how the stars are going to line for you, but all of the colors and the green and all that is going to show up. But where do your stars show up in the hours? That's what I want you to think about. All right, and then we go to November the 2nd. This is Monday, and it's an unfavorable close day. This is where you want to close things up, tie the bow on it. This is not a real vibrant day. You don't really want to start things on a closed day, because it's always trying to finish up. So it's better to use another day. But when you're trying to close things up, finish off projects, just like we're done, it's complete, we can sign off on this. This is really good for usage of a closed day, although it's not a very vibrant one. But nonetheless, you still can close out some projects and still get some good benefit from that. All right, and here's one of the most important days of American history that is coming up, and that is Tuesday, November the 3rd. Let's talk about this day just a little bit in light of the literally in our lifetime, probably one of the most important elections. It's an unfavorable established day. So this is establishing authority. So I just want to kind of point out some of the things that are here on this particular day. We've got bad move, lawsuits, and Murphy's Law. So anything that could possibly go wrong could go wrong on this day. And so we do know in the U.S. that we're not going to get an outcome on that day because people have been voting now across the nation and internationally. Even from the space station, I understand people have voted. So, but anyway, I actually did a little bit of analysis with my TimeBlazr community that are actually members here, but I didn't really prepare that for you today. But we looked at President Trump and VP Biden and looked at their charts and looked at the election day, because that's what we're looking at. You're looking at, it's kind of a launch, right? And if we looked at it astrologically, boy, it's such a close match on so many levels. And then there's a slight inkling towards President Trump, whether we like it or not. It doesn't really steer from, people's actions do speak really quite loudly here. So, obviously get out and vote. That is our civic duty to do that nonetheless, even during a very contentious race. But you know what? No matter what the outcome, let's try to get united again instead of divide. That's one of the best things that we can do for our business, for our well-being, for our health, and all those that surround us. So let's put the swords down and let's try to roll up our sleeves and get back to work and try to get healthy and strong and vibrant again, right? Okay, so, all right, so let me just go back to our PowerPoint really quickly. I just want to tell you about a couple of things. Again, if you are interested in getting the TimeBlazr, a 30-day free trial, go to free30timetrial.com. No credit card is required at this time, and you can get your energetic TimeBlazr as well. I also, because I think our space is so important, and I'm telling you, we're going to be in this situation where this is your office, your Zoom screen or whatever digital screen that will be coming out. I'm sure other competitions will be in the forefront for sure. But with that said, space is more important than ever. So what I really want you to start thinking about is how you can set up your space for success. And one of the ways you can do it is by following my monthly predictions. So those are up for the month of November, for October, but please keep in mind, let me go back to the TimeBlazr. The dog month is actually with us all the way through Saturday, the 7th of November. So this entire month, so we've got 2 weeks left actually from the time of recording. We've got 2 weeks left to complete this particular cycle. So you do want to take heed that there's something to be said about getting the feng shui of your space properly adjusted as well. This is a holistic system, you guys. And so when you understand that, when you start using person, space, and time, so the person is your astrology, space is feng shui, time is the TimeBlazr. When you use it holistically, that's when you're going to make things happen on a much more fluid, sustainable way. Okay, the last thing I'd like to tell you about is my annual event that is in January. It's January 16th, 17th, 2021, and it's 11 to 5 p.m. Pacific, and the URL is bit.ly/metalox. And I really spend a good deal of time helping all of my clients with the short-term Feng Shui and the astrology, because it is, I mean, let's face it, you guys probably have been never seen anything like you've seen this before. I talked about it at my annual event last year, so don't miss the upcoming way in which to handle these tumultuous times. And we are clearly going to be in this vibration for at least another year. So we're looking all the way through 2021 and potentially even into 2022. Now, this is, anywhere from pandemic to finance to also global warming, civil unrest. There's just so many things that are all in this whole bundle, and we can kind of unravel it by understanding what's happening in your chart, what's happening in your space, what's happening with the timing, as well as we are also going to address the spiritual side of Feng Shui. So if you are really looking to change the course of your destiny, this is really a good place for you to invest in. We've got extra early bird tickets right now, so reasonable, kind of ridiculous. So again, go to bit.ly/Metal Ox, all lowercase, and that link is below. Okay, that's what I have for you this week. Have an amazing week. I hope you were able to download that TimeBlazr so you can start planning this out for yourself, as well as get out and vote, because that's the right thing to do. And if you are not a U.S. citizen but watching from afar, send us good graces that we have a healthy election, that everyone is safe out there, that is serving the communities and the voters out there. So be safe, and I'll see you next week.